Shalom friends, I was speaking to a 13-year-old bar mitzvah boy on the roof of Aish yesterday, and he said to me, really, how do you know there is a God? And I said to him, well, if you have a painting, what do you know for sure? And he said, well, someone painted it. And I said, yes, that's right, there's a painter. And if you have a building, what do you know for sure? And he said, well, there's a builder. And I said, yeah, and if you have a cake, what do you know for sure? Well, there must have been a baker. So I said, okay, so if you have a creation, what do you know for sure? There must have been a creator. And he's like, yeah, you really got that. And he said to me, but what created Hashem? What created God? And I said, interesting question, but if you ask the question, it means you don't understand the concept of God, because God is beyond time and space. God is infinite, and infinite doesn't need to be created. Only finite things need to be created. So he said, wow, that's amazing, but so what was there before the creation? Was it just nothing? And I said to him, well, the truth is it was nothing that you could ever conceive of, because you're a finite reality and your thoughts are always within time and space. So thoughts that are within time and space can never grasp timeless, spaceless reality. It's just like a blind person who never saw. You can't tell them what colors are. They just don't have the consciousness for it. So too, we can never grasp Hashem's essence. No thought can actually grasp what Hashem is, because he's beyond time and space. But you know what Hashem did? He created time and space. Our sages call it Olam v'Shana. So we have this Meshalach this week. She'az nichlal Olam Shana v'Nefesh. We have time and space, and then we have Nefesh. We have soul. We have spiritual reality that has come to this. We know the Midrash that says when Hashem created the world, he created all the stars and the sun and the sky and the birds and everything. But then what was it all for? It's like having a wedding venue, and you've got all the chairs set up and the band set up and everything, but it's all for the chassan and the kala. So the whole of creation was for the nefesh. The whole of the creation of time and space was for nefesh, was for us to be here. And what are we meant to do in this reality of time and space? We're meant to connect to the timeless, spaceless reality of God within here. So we have special places and times for this. So the Meshalach says, Olam hu makom kadash kadeshim. It's over there. It's just there. It's the Beit HaMikdash. And Shana, the time, what's the holiest time? Yom Kippur. V'nefesh hu Cohen Gadol. So we have the holiest times, the places where we can connect. And obviously Hashem is everywhere. But we have special times. We have Shabbat, we have Rosh Chodesh, we have festivals, and we have special places. We have the Beit HaMikdash and now the Beit Midrash, and hopefully our Jewish homes that are actually a higher state of holiness and connection and intimacy. That's what we're trying to achieve. When I was meditating in the East, we were always trying to come into the present moment, but there was no specific or special present moment, whereas in Judaism, just before the sun rises, that is the time for talis and tefillin and saying the Shema. There's a special thing to do to tap into that time and space. And just before Friday night falls, the time and space says, you know what, we need candles. And on the 15th of Nisan, we need matzah. We need these special moments and places and people to tap into intimacy. But the truth is, there's a higher level. There's a higher level of actually going beyond time and space within this reality. And that is by calming your mind and tapping into your nefesh, because your nefesh comes from the timeless, spaceless reality. It's a part of that timeless, spaceless reality. So I heard in the name of Rav Mendel Futterfass, thank you whoever found that out for me. He was a Chabad mashpia. He asked his Talmidim, tell me, what is the holiest place in the world? And they said the Beit HaMikdash. And he said, and what's the holiest time? And they said the Yom Kippur. They'd learned this Meshalach. And he said, and who's the holiest person? And they said the Cohen Gadol. And he actually said, no, you're actually wrong. The holiest place is here. And the holiest time is now. And the holiest person is you. Because once we tap very much into the present moment, and we tap very much into ourselves, where we are, and we have our soul and our thoughts and our emotions and all their garments all in one space, that's the holiest, that's the most kadosh we can possibly be. And then Hashem v'shachanti b'tocham, Hashem can come and live personally within us, so we experience timeless, spaceless reality whilst living in time and space. B'ezrat Hashem, we should all be zeicher.